Have you ever felt like your relationship is slowly slipping away? Like you're slowly drifting apart? Nothing big happened. There was no drama, there was no fight, nothing happened, but somehow it's different. Or worse, you know something is wrong, but you can't put your finger on it. You don't know how to fix it because you don't know what happens. You don't know what it is. Let me tell you, if you don't feel as connected to your partner as you used to, then this video is for you. Listen, I've been in a relationship for a little more than 6 years now. And there's one key takeaway, one single thing that I have learned in this time frame that I want to share with you. I learned that losing connection is the beginning of the end. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens day by day, little by little, and at some point you wake up next to a stranger. Somebody you live with, but there's nothing there. What once was the chemistry, the spark, the fun, the joy, the connection, it got lost. Don't worry. We can do something about it, and it's not that hard. So stick with me through this video and you will learn what you can do in order to save your relationship. Okay, so the main goal is to stay connected. That doesn't mean that you are the exact same as you were in the beginning of the relationship, because that is unrealistic. That is not possible, because in the beginning of the relationship you have that something, like, what do they say? You look through pink glasses. I don't know if that's a saying in English, but it's a saying in German. Bear with me. But you look through these pink glasses, you see the world full of rainbows, sunshine, unicorns, or whatever it felt like for you. But that doesn't stick. Like, it's normal that you start to get more serious, that your conversations are, maybe when you live together, revolve around chores and things to do and stuff, responsibilities, all that adult stuff. That's normal because you grow up, basically. But that doesn't mean that connection has to get lost. You just have to remember to find it in the small things. And I broke it down for you into 3 principles. So connection in a relationship, that's like a huge thing. How do you practice that? I broke it down into 3 key things. And that is curiosity, care, and commitment. 3 big words, which we're gonna go into further in the video. And I'm gonna give you specific things to say and do in order to be more connected in your relationship. And if you stick with me until the end, I have a great resource for you where you can test whether or not you have already drifted apart. Just stick with me till the end and I'll show you how you can get it. Okay, let's get started. Okay, let's start with curiosity. You all know what that means. Research shows, and I'm talking about research by John Gottman, my favorite person ever when talking about relationship research, because this man did magic. I don't know how the fuck he came up with this idea, but he created this love lab. If you don't know about it, please look it up. The love lab, or the love apartment as it was called, was literally a lab which looked like an apartment where he sent couples to, and there were like cameras bolted to the walls. He sent his couples, his participants there, and they just lived their lives inside this apartment, in this fake apartment, literally like Big Brother. And he watched them. He watched them argue or talk or not talk, and like not intimate stuff, I think, but he also, he watched their behavior, he listened to their dialogues. I think there was also he asked them questions and interviewing them, stuff like that. And he also measured heart rate, and I think he even took their pee and measured stuff in there. Sounds weird, but this is the best idea ever, because you really get to see what makes relationships last or what makes marriages work, like he said. So we got a lot of insight from that. So thank you, John Gottman. If you ever watch this video, I love you, and your wife. And he found that couples who are curious about each other's inner worlds tend to stay together. What more do we need? So the thing why you need to stay curious in your relationship is your partner is a human. Humans evolve. They change. Didn't you change in the past, 3 to 5 years? When I look back at myself, like Dylan 5 years ago, oh my God, different person. I change as a person. I do change. So does he. He will change. His beliefs will change. His thoughts, his emotions, the way he deals with his thoughts and emotions, everything will change over time. And of course, there are people who are like more consistent than others. Like I'm like literally a new person every year because I reinvent myself all the time. But the fact is that people change, and we need to keep up with that. You cannot keep assuming that you know your partner just because you have been with them for a long time. They are not the same person. And these assumptions kill your relationship because you don't make the effort to get to know your partner again and again and again. And it's so easy. So John Gottman calls this love maps. I love that term, love maps. How wonderful. What he means by that, and that's how I see it in my brain, you can think of a map like where you get directions. I think of a mind map. So in my head, my love map of my partner is like a mind map where there are like branches reaching out, and there's like new things. Like one branch is, for example, his belief system. What does he believe in? One branch is his dreams and visions. Like where does he want to be in 5 to 10 to 20 years, whatever. And then another branch is maybe his love language. How does he feel like, what does he want from me? How can I experience love, express love? And then there are these different branches, right? Like a mind map. And it's my job as a partner to keep this map updated, to add to it, to erase and rewrite information, because it doesn't stay the same, it's dynamic. And he says, keeping these love maps alive and updated will keep your relationship alive and updated. So what it also does, it keeps up connection, that's what we're talking about, but what it also does is it works against boredom and monotony. So when you feel like you're bored, because I do know people who are like in a relationship and they love the person, but they feel bored. There's no excitement because there's nothing new. It's your job to look for the new, to ask for it, to ask, is there something new? Is there a thought that you haven't shared with me? And we don't realize it because for us, we make assumptions that we know our partner, which is wrong. Whew! Next. Okay, I literally made a presentation so I don't forget anything I was going to say. The cost of inaction, that's our next topic. What happens if you do not change your behavior, if you don't start being curious? So you could just take what I said before and reverse it. So if you do not start being curious about your partner and asking them about new things in their love map, in their like inner world, then your relationship gets stagnant. It stays still. And a relationship, and so actually let me rephrase that, because a relationship cannot stay still. It's a dynamic thing. So either your relationship is going well or it's not going well. There's no middle thing. So when you feel like your relationship is staying still or it's bored, you're bored in it, then actually it's going like you're losing connection. This is called disconnection. So we don't want that, because that creates distance, that creates emotional distance, and that also creates distance, like physical distance, because when your relationship is boring, there's nothing exciting, you or your partner will seek something new outside of the relationship. Makes sense, right? You will seek something new outside of the relationship. So your partner, when he's bored, he will look for something that excites him outside of the relationship. And if it goes well, that means a new hobby, new friends, which is fine. But if it doesn't go so well, that means finding new romantic partners. I'm not saying that every bored person is going off having an affair, but it makes it more likely. Because there's nothing exciting here. It gets bored. You only talk about chores. Who's gonna pick up the kids? Who does the laundry today? Like, what? I mean, that's not a relationship. A relationship should be fun. It should be exciting. And even after 6 years, my relationship is still exciting. There's still so much I can learn from my partner, about my partner, because I ask. Let me show you how. How can you fix this? I cannot say it easier than this. Start small. When you have a conversation with your partner, maybe about your day or whatever, you talk about something that has happened at work or whatever. How about you say, tell me more? What do you mean by that? Just ask. Literally. That is the first and most important step, is you to ask for more. What else can you do? So I realized in my coaching that sometimes people feel awkward because either they ask, how was your day, honey? Which is boring because you ask that every day and there's like nothing, like what are you supposed to reply to that? Good, it was good, thank you, how was yours? And if you're not creative enough to come up with new ideas of how you can ask your partner, I decided to collect questions you can ask your partner, and I made a list. So if you want that list, please go into the description. It's linked there. You can get it for free. Just use a list. Choose 2 or 3 questions that you like and ask them. Start to be more creative. Start to put an effort in, because that shows your partner that you still care. So yeah, I made a list of questions. Use it. Ask him. That's number 1. The second part is follow up. So if there's something going on in your partner's life, like a new project at work, or I don't know, I have no other example, a new project at work, then follow up on it. You know, the project or the presentation or whatever he did was on Tuesday. How about on Wednesday or Thursday, you ask him, hey, wait, what about that presentation? What about the project? How did it go? Try to remember, and if you're like me and you can't remember shit, then write things down. Write it down. Put in something in your calendar. Literally plan it for yourself. Make it easy for yourself. It's okay if you don't remember. You're not a bad person. You just can't remember. Maybe because, like me, your mind is full all the time. Then you need help. Help yourself. Write it down. Put a reminder. Be reminded and ask him, oh my God, I totally forgot. You had that thing. How did it go? I am interested in you. I love you. I'm showing that by asking you and caring about your answer. That is literally how you stay curious. And then a third thing, which helped me a lot, was use their world as a cue. Maybe you see them watching a new YouTube channel or a new series or maybe playing a new game or whatever they are doing in their world, use it as a cue and ask them about it. Hey, I saw you're watching that new series, or hey, I see you follow that whoever creator on Instagram. Tell me about it. Who is he? Why do you follow him? Why do you like it? What do you like about it? Just ask. I cannot make it easy. I don't know. I cannot make it easier than this. You just have to ask. You just have to stay curious. And girls, I've been there. Even if you are not really interested. I mean, I'm not that eager to learn about cars, for example. It's literally not on my interest list at all. I still ask about cars because I know it matters to him. If we're walking around, like having a walk, going for a walk and just having a good time, and then a car drives by and he's literally like, he forgets everything and he watches how the car drives by and it's so amazing, and you hear the car, like, you know what I mean. It's a supercar, whatever. If you have that situation, like I do all the time, or if there's a car parked and he's like standing and looking at it and like mumbling something to himself, what do? I stay curious. I ask, what about that car? Like, what, can you tell me? I mean, I know I don't know a lot about cars, but what makes it so special? Or like, ooh, that looks nice. What is it? Just be curious. And I'm not telling you to fake it. You have to be authentic. You have to want to be curious. If you do not want to be curious for your partner, we need to have a talk. Because if you really love them and you want a long relationship with them, you should want to be curious and ask about what they love. Because imagine if it were the other way around. We all have our interests. I have many very specific interests. For example, I like to get my nails done. You know how seen I feel every time when I get back from the nail appointment? He doesn't dismiss it, but he comes to me and asks to see my nails. Do you think he cares about nails? No. But he is curious for me, for our relationship. And that is such a nice feeling. And if you don't have that feeling, your partner should be more curious about you. And listen, if they don't want to open up right away, if they don't want to reply to all of your very creative, very, very nice questions that you took from my list, then it's okay. You just have to be patient and you have to be consistent, because you just have to show up consistently. You have to ask your questions again and again and again and again to make sure they know that it is okay to open up to you, that it is safe to open up to you. And you have to convince them. You never know, maybe you do know, but you never know what people went through, why they're not open to talk, what happened. Maybe it's their attachment style, the way they grew up, whatever it is. It doesn't matter right now. It matters that you are, in your relationship, you are a safe space. You want them to come to you and talk to you. And you just have to prove yourself by asking these questions, by staying curious again and again and again. Okay, so that was step 1 of building connection. Now let's move on to step 2, which is care. Caring. Caring doesn't just mean to be nice, to do nice things, to buy flowers, to whatever. Caring means to be present. And one of the most important things about caring is paying attention. Making sure they know that you hear them, you see them, you support them, you care for them. So I want to use caring as a synonym for paying attention today. There's multiple ways how you can care for somebody. But today we're talking about paying attention, being attentive, being in the moment, being present, being intentional about it. And not only when it's convenient to you, but all the time. This should be your priority. What happens if you don't do that? If you don't start caring, if you don't start being attentive, this shows your partner that you neglect them, even if you don't mean it that way. Even if your intentions are good, it can show that you're neglecting them. And that can lead to resentment. And resentment is like a poison to a relationship because it is silent, unfortunately. It's not like a big argument, drama, where everybody screams and it's a conflict, blah, blah. No, resentment starts slowly and silent, so it builds up inside and it creates emotional distance because it disrupts trust, it disrupts connection. So what we want to avoid is resentment. It's the worst thing that can happen. And you don't even realize it happening. It starts with the small things. It starts, I don't know, I mean, I do it out of joke a lot too, but I started to hold back on it. It's, for example, rolling your eyes, like, so annoying. That's like one sign. And that doesn't have to lead to resentment along the way, but it's just, this is how it starts. And we don't want that. We don't want to turn our backs. No, we want to turn toward. We want to open ourselves up in our relationship because that's what it's all about, right? Emotional connection, trust, love, intimacy. So resentment is what we want to avoid. And the first step to avoid it is to pay attention to all of the details. When there's just a little bit of resentment, how you can figure that out is if small things turn into big conflicts. And then you hear sentences like, you only care about yourself. You never care about what I think. You never care about what I say, what I want. These sentences in an argument, in a conflict, just listen out for them because maybe there's some resentment inside. How can we fix that? How can we prevent that? So step one is creating small moments of presence throughout the day. I'm not talking about, okay, let's take an hour to talk this through. No, just take a minute, 2 minutes max. If they come to you to say something, do you put your phone down? Do you close your laptop? Do you change your posture in order to be like open towards them? Your body language? Do you do that? Do you nod your head? Do you give them small cues from which they know that you're listening? Being like, oh yeah, totally get it. Oh, really? No, that's interesting. Oh my God, same. I could go on for days. Give them cues. And if that's not your character, that's fine. Choose your own cues. Like for me, it's nodding. Like I do nod all the time. If you see me, you will see me nodding. Because I love to give people the feeling that I'm listening to them. I hear them, I see them. That's important to me because it shows respect. But if you're not that like ADHD type girl like I am, then choose your own cues, whatever that is. Even if it's literally just opening up your body to them and like turning towards them, putting all of the distractions away, just being there for them. And it just has to be 2 minutes. It is not about the time you do it, it's about the fact that you do it, the fact that you're willing to put things down. And listen, if you're not in the mood or if you just don't have time, I'm not putting my laptop down if I'm in a meeting just because my partner wants something. That's not what I'm talking about. If I literally am into something, if I'm filming a video and he would come up to me now, I would say to him, sorry, let me finish this and I'll be there. Give them a promise, maybe a time frame, give me 30 minutes and I'll come back to you and then I will listen to you. Or for me or for us, we decided if it's like a 911, if it's like an emergency, of course I will stop everything and drop everything. But this is the stuff that you have to talk about with them. This is like you're a partnership, right? You're a team. You should talk about this. And if he tends to disrupt you and you cannot focus or something, you have to talk about it with him. Make a rule or make clear how much time you need before you can show them attention, give them attention, whatever. I'm not trying to go too deep into the details, but you know it, you're an adult as well. So the simple cues are important. Nodding, smiling, just being open and putting the distractions away. Then what you can also do if you want to go a step further, which always works, is to reflect or like repeat what you heard. So when they said something, repeat it back to them and make sure that you understood them because that also shows that you care about what they're saying. So if he tells me something, I will be like, wait, did I understand it correctly? And then I repeat it. And oftentimes it's wrong. Oftentimes I got it totally wrong because I'm a different person with a different mindset, with a different inner world. So my interpretation is often not actually what he's saying. And the fact that I'm checking in and saying, wait, is that right? Is that what you meant? Shows him, oh, she really cares about the message I'm trying to convey here. And this is love, so do it. And the last thing, oh my God, this is so important for you girls out there. I don't know if you're like me, please let me know in the comments. I am a problem solver. I'm a fixer. I'm a coach. That's literally my job. please. One of the most important ways to show that you care for them is don't fix their problems. I know it's hard because we have all the answers. We do have all the answers and all the solutions, and we just know better. I know. But that's not showing that you care for them. That's not paying attention. Because in the moment that he describes this problem to you, you should be able to shut up and listen. That is your job in the moment. Because maybe he doesn't want a solution. You don't know that. Maybe he doesn't want to have a solution to his problem at all. Maybe he just wants to sit in the problem for a while, which is his right. He's allowed to sit in a problem. Everybody's allowed to sit in a problem. There doesn't have to be a solution all the time. As a partner, it is so important that we just ask what they want. Do you want me to give you a solution? No? Okay, fine. I'll just listen to you. I respect you so much, and I trust that you have the capacity to solve your own problem. You're capable. I trust that you're capable to do this, that you don't need my help all the time, which is very important when we talk about gender roles, or like traditional gender roles, which I believe in, because I feel like it's so important to trust a man that he can solve his own problems. That is literally so helpful in a relationship, but that's a different topic. So don't fix this problem unless he wants you to. When your partner feels your full attention, it changes the way he sees the relationship in total. Because the relationship becomes a safe space, because he knows there's somebody in there that cares about me, that listens to me, that is there for me no matter what. That's what we want. That creates connection. Pay attention. If you pay attention to the small things, you also train yourself. You will see, and that's what I saw after a while, that you recognize the signs way earlier because you're trained. You know them fully. Like, you know their body language. I can literally see in his face the emotion he feels because I have been paying attention for 6 years. And you know what a treasure that is. If you're out with people, with friends, whatever, and then you just see something that nobody else sees, one, you feel deeply connected. It's also intimate because, I mean, that is insane. Like, me seeing something that nobody else sees just because I have been actively looking for it for the past 6 years. And then 3, I know what to do. I know what that means. I know, doesn't mean that we have to leave. Doesn't mean that he needs a break. Doesn't mean that he's bored and maybe I can crack a joke to light him up. Not that it's my job, but I love to do it because that means he would do the same for me. And that's what we want, right? Let's move on to the third and last part of building connection in a relationship. It's commitment. And it's a big word, so let's break it down. So commitment, and then again, when we look at what Dr. John Gottman found out in his research, means investing in the relationship and in your partner, even though, or specifically when times are rough, when emotions fluctuate, when conflicts arise, when everything seems to be getting in the way, externally or internally, whatever. There's always something, there's always a crisis. And if you're just done with one, you can't expect another one. That's just life. Life hits you. You just have to know that your foundation is strong enough so that with every hit you take, there's not a disruption in between you guys, but you have a strong foundation. Nothing happens. The rock hits you and you move on. It's fine. And that's called resiliency, which is a kind of resistance to crises, I guess, and a lot more. But that's what commitment does. Commitment means to invest. I don't know how to say it. Because John Gottman, in his couples research, found out that a long-lasting relationship isn't only built on love alone. It's a big part, but it's not only built on love. It's built on committing to each other, solving problems together, being there for each other, being a team, committing every day. every minute of the day. That's commitment. What happens if you don't have that? If you don't have commitment in your relationship, or if you don't practice it every day, because it's not something you have or don't have, it's literally something that you're building or not building actively. And if you're not building it actively, if you're not maintaining it day by day by day, it goes down, like it crumbles. Your foundation will crumble. You have to practice it. It's something you have to do. Everybody, if somebody tells you relationships or marriages or whatever aren't hard work, send them my way. Hard work doesn't mean it has to be painful, but they are work. You have to work on your relationship, in your relationship, to make it work. Makes sense. So, commitment, if you don't practice it actively, if you don't maintain it actively, it leaves too much room for insecurity and doubt. So, see it like this. When you don't do commitment, it's so difficult to say that because I want to say have, but it's not have. If you don't do commitment, if you don't commit every day, you leave a little bit more room for insecurity. So you question if he's all in. You doubt that he will be there for you in hard times. Every insecure thought that you have, which is normal, everybody has them, I have them too. Every insecure thought has its root in this space that is created if you're not committed to each other. I hope that makes sense to you. The more you commit, the smaller the space gets, and the less room there's for doubt and insecurity and fear. Make sense? Please let me know. So, commitment is the basis. It's the foundation you have. With commitment, you are resilient. Anything can happen, but the foundation is safe because you have been working on it. You have been putting it together brick by brick, stone by stone. It's your hard work. For me, it has been our hard work over the past 6 years. And it hasn't been like good every day. No. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and that's fine. The fact is that you have to wake up in the morning. If you live together, wake up, look at this person next to you, and decide in that moment, then and there, I'm going to commit to you today. I'm going to be here for you today. And then he does the same thing, and that's how you build it. How does it look in small steps? Okay, so I have 3 things you can do. Number 1 is, literally, in order for it to be easier for you to commit every day, you have to build a mindset around it. So you have to build a commitment mindset. What does that mean? It means that you ask yourself every now and again, how can I show up for my partner today? What can I do today that makes the life of my partner easier, better, more fun? Give. When you give, you commit. When you pour energy into the relationship, that shows that you're committed. Okay. Number 2, don't assume that they know that you're committed. What did I say in the beginning? Assumptions kill. Don't assume that they know, tell them. I love these words. I'm committed to you. Oh my God. Don't you love these words? Tell them, I am fully committed to you. I support you no matter what. No matter which way you choose, I'll be here for you. And that can be in the smallest things. For example, my partner, when he decides on what to do next in his career, for example, should I do this? Should I post this? Whatever. And he doesn't ask for my advice. He literally just wants to dump his ideas onto me. I'm like, I trust you to make the right decision. And I support you no matter which way you go. Is that so hard? No. I love saying that because I love to see his face after I say that. And I love hearing it. So don't assume they know, tell them. So easy. And then lastly, practice it. What does that mean? Commitment also means making plans together for the future. You don't even have to say the same dreams. You don't have to have the same dreams, the same future, whatever. It's not important that I mean, if you want different things for your life, that's not a red flag, or that's nothing that can break a relationship. If the relationship in its foundation is good and you want different things, there's a way to work that out, but that's also another video. But the fact is, make plans together. Talk about your future together, as a couple or as a family, whatever you want. Talking about the future, making plans, dreaming and visioning, that is commitment, because that is you saying, I plan to stay. I'm here for the long run. That's how you show commitment. Literally, my hair, I can't. Okay, so how do you build connection? You stay curious, you care, and you commit every day. All of these things. Now tell me that this isn't easy. Most of the things I talked about, I told you to say something. Only verbally, like this is the only channel you need for now. Maybe it was a lot. The only channel for now you need to focus on is your verbal channel. Talk. Ask. Follow up. And commit. Tell them that you're committed. Do that, and that's what I saw in the past 6 years of my relationship. Do these things to the best efforts. Like, really put effort in if you want the relationship. If not, why are you even here? If you want a long-lasting relationship that lasts until the end of your days, do it the way I said it. And I promise you, it lays the best foundation. There's stuff on top too. Like you can do better than this. If you do all of this already, congratulations, you're doing everything right. I will give you more value in the next videos so you can build up on that. Like there's so much more. But I'm talking about the foundation. This is the key thing. Connection is key. Now, relationships don't fall apart overnight, most of the time. Most of the time, it's because the people in the relationship drift apart slowly, silently, which is awful. I hate to see that. In my coaching, I see that all the time. And through the couples I've coached so far, I have gathered information and put them into a test. So I created a relationship drift test, which you can take. It doesn't take more than, 2 or 5 minutes. You just cross some things off. It's literally like a quiz. And then you get a result at the end of it. And it shows you, very simply put, like it's not a science which I put on there. It's literally just my brain creating this test. It should show you or give you an image, an idea of how much you have drifted apart already. Don't be scared to take this test because it gives you information. And it is normal for a relationship to have moments where we drift apart because we are literally individuals. We are two different people. It is normal that we don't always see eye to eye on things, that we are always like this. It is normal that there are phases where we're like this or like this. It is important to work towards this. And I hope this test will help you just give you a screenshot of where you're at right now, and then let me know how you do. If you want that test, comment drift in the comments, because I don't want to just give it to anybody. I just wanted to give it to the ones who are like really serious about it. If you want it for free, just comment drift and I will send it to you. Okay? I have to go. Thank you so much for watching until the end. I just got a little bit carried away. I'm not sure how long this video will be, but I will see you in the next one and have a great time. Have a great day. Stay connected.